We got Logan Paul addressing the crypto scam allegations, apologized to George for mocking faith.
Peace to the people that are like, yo, this guy sitting on.
And we're going to watch this real quick.
To cover.
Explain, what did they do to rectify the situation? Who? Hasanabi Productions? I was going to clap him because he was doing like a bunch of fucked up shit, like, you know, clickbaiting, Coomer baiting really aggressively to a degree that was like making me look really fucking bad. And I got pissed and I told him I was going to fucking DMCA them if they keep this shit up. To which they responded with, okay, two can play that game. And he now basically fucking cuts me out. Where he basically uploads content before I can get to it faster than I can, but it's like well edited too, so I'm not going to, you know, do anything. But look at this. He's been fucking consistently uploading bangers now. Instead of Coomer bait, he's just uploading like the most popular shit. Look at that. 130K views one day, 231Ks one day. He's outperforming my channel. He's literally officially outperforming the main YouTube channel, bro. Look at this. Okay, maybe not, but like close. Close. I mean, look at this shit. Kim Kardashian exposes Kanye. Hasanabi reacts. I mean, it's fine. I don't really give a shit. He's doing his vids are popping off. My vids are popping off. It's okay. I think that it's like I think it's valid, especially because he edits them too. Like he doesn't just like fucking drop a VOD immediately. Anyway, all right. Without further ado, let's watch Logan Paul. You can draw a direct correlation between shouters and clippers you yell at for their immediate success. I think they owe you a cut. What do you mean? It's my videos. They of course they normally what most people would do and what most people have done is just monetize those channels. Like and basically get a cut of their revenue for them to be able to use all the fucking clips that you have. I don't even ask for that. The fuck do you mean? That's what most people do. Anyway, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but I do want to watch the
Cover this episode of Impulsive if to move forward.
All right, let's.
He had spent a year making, called investigating Logan Paul's biggest scam that caught a lot of traction. He put a lot of work into it, and it was a very well made series. So today I'll be going on record for the first time in over a year to talk about the debacle that became Crypto Zoo, and then what we're doing to move forward. If you have not seen the video that I also released in tandem today with this episode.
Anyway, we got caught up in this fucking, we got caught up in this craziness, and I forgot to run the top of the hour ad break, which I'm going to run right now at the top of the hour. There is a 3-minute ad break. It's coming right now in the middle of the hour, unfortunately, because I forgot to run it at the top of the hour. You give me zeros all you want, but it's still coming. And if you no longer want to see those fucking ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you could do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime or by getting gifted a sub. We're going to be watching Logan Paul react to the CoffeeZilla stuff on his podcast, Impulsive. Shouts out to Big Mike, friend of the show, Big Mike. Here's the 3-minute ad break now.
It's essentially a statement that I made about the scam allegations and the scam accusations, because that's some pretty serious shit.
Wait, hold on.
The debacle that became Crypto Zoo, and then what we're doing to move forward. If you have not seen the video that I also released in tandem today with this episode, It's essentially a statement that I made about the scam allegations and the scam accusations, because that's some pretty serious shit. I take that very seriously. So if you have not watched that video, I ask you to do that first. But it is a little difficult to dive into it because we know you guys watch Impulsive for fun, laughs, giggles, maybe like the guests we have on our show. And today we're going to be talking about some pretty serious stuff. So if you're not tuned into it, maybe this isn't the episode for you, but it's time this stuff is addressed, and today's the episode for that.
I think by mid episode we'll get into some other stuff, but obviously like this has to be handled, and it's been a rocky end of 2022 and a rocky start for the beginning of 2023. I'm sure tremendously for you, but also for anybody on this team. I'm going to try to take the reins of the opposing viewpoint today, as I generally do on the show. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions that maybe, I don't know.
Let's go, Mike. Take his ass down.
Obviously, you asked Coffee to be on. It was something that he didn't want to do.
Can I give context to this situation?
Of course.
So, yeah, first off, I don't know what you're going to ask. I haven't seen these questions.
Sure. I know.
Did you send them to him? You sent them to him. And then I'm sure probably maybe you have some. Anyways, let me give some context to this situation. CryptoZoo is a blockchain project that I created about a year and a half ago. And the question everyone's going to be asking is why now? Why talk about this series or this project right now?
Okay,
So again,
I
this
know
YouTuber
my
named
audio is
CoffeeZilla
louder. Shut up.
It's a 3-part series. He spent a year making it, and I'll be honest, it was very good. He is entertaining, and he's a very good storyteller. I mean, essentially,
Not only is he a very good storyteller, but also in Logan Paul's original fucking video, and this is a really important part that like Coffee and I were talking about after the fact, where he brought it up. He said, I think it's also funny that he's like, based on an investigation, Crypto King stole $6 million. Okay. But that investigation was CoffeeZilla's investigation. Like, he literally, in the same video, while he was shitting on CoffeeZilla and even going so far as to like threaten to sue him, used elements of CoffeeZilla's good investigative reporting. Now, it's also ridiculous because, like most normal people understand, if you allude to potentially suing someone, it's kind of weird if you also invite them on to your podcast. Like, why would anybody, after you threaten to sue them, come on your podcast? It doesn't really make sense at all. It's odd.
essentially, if you're making content on YouTube, I assume it's to get views and to get people watching your stuff. I get what he's doing. If you put my name in the title and you label it Logan Paul scam, you're going to get more views. The problem with it is that is not true. And I've made tweets here and there stating my case, but I'm going to give some context with the back and forth that I've had with CoffeeZilla. So here are some receipts. Again, just for context. His name's Steven. The first time he reached out to me was on Christmas Eve after he released his series. He sent a misleading email as highlighted in my statement. He invited me on his show to come talk.
Okay, that's not, no. The first time he reached out to Logan Paul, as we all know, was through DMs on Instagram. And when Logan Paul did not respond to his DMs on Instagram, understandable, he reached out to Logan Paul's manager. We know that that is the case because Logan Paul's manager in 2021 had phone conversations with CoffeeZilla, which CoffeeZilla also posted some of those receipts on his fucking YouTube video. So that's ding, ding, ding. That's lie counter number one, okay? That's number one. That's just, we're just going to get that out of the way, okay? We're going to come out of the gate swinging on this. That's definitely an objectively untrue statement that he just started off with.
About CryptoZoo. I chose not to do that because it is now clear to me that he's milking this. Again, why would he not? This is big for him. He caught a lot of traction. He gained like 500,000 subscribers. and I'm sure he got a decent amount
He, again, important to understand, he is launching this accusation off of a faulty premise. That's not the case.
of money pumping his Patreon, but I am not interested in feeding into that anymore. So we'll be answering the questions that hopefully he was going to ask me and that you're going to ask me today on this podcast. I invited him on Impulsive multiple times, and he has not responded. My email to him on.
You literally threatened to sue him, and then you asked to have him on your podcast. That is an insane thing to do. Why don't you instead have a conversation on neutral territory? Look, having it happen on Impulsive is not neutral territory. That's hostile territory. That's crazy.
On December 27th was, hey, Steven.
What? It was the opposite, Hossie? No. Logan Paul, after the last video came out, literally said, come on my podcast. Okay? He recently threatened to sue him. Oh, okay. You're saying it was the opposite. Sorry. He threatened to sue him in the last iteration. You're right. Regardless, though, inviting someone put you on online ceramics, motherfucker. I'm friends with the dudes who make these. They put me on, bitch. They're the ones who sent them to me. This guy says, who put you on online ceramics? Unimaginable. One of the designer was literally staying at my house at Coachella. Why are you getting angry, bro? I'm asking Lamau. Because people come for my motherfucking steez, okay? That's why. But you're right. I'm sorry, Nate. It's because you're Italian, okay? Fuck, I doxed you.
Saw your tweet. Since this entire narrative has unfolded on your platform, I can't imagine you'd mind having this discussion with me on mine. Of course, we wouldn't monetize. This episode of Impulsive is scheduled for January 2nd in LA. We can consider a neutral location if you respond to this email by the weekend. Best logs. He did not respond to me. So I tweeted that saying I hadn't heard back, so I'd be releasing a statement. And then he sent me an email after I called him out and a text, which,
albeit arrogant, I think Logan Means Coffee hadn't contacted him for a year after the Jeff call. After that call in October 2021, it was December 2022. No, don't know how valid that expectation is. Bro, that's crazy. If you've made genuine efforts in reaching out to Logan Paul and then had a conversation that basically ended with the manager of Logan Paul, who he is like talking to as the, person, like he's, when you call someone's manager, when you're having a conversation with their manager, they're basically talking on your behalf. Okay, they're doing block and push, they're doing PR, but they are talking on your behalf. That's why you fucking hit up it's like hitting up someone's business email. When you hit my business email up, my managers read that shit. You think I read that shit? What are you, fucking crazy? Absolutely not. So what happened in that situation is like CoffeeZilla 100% has functionally been talking to Logan Paul's team. And Logan Paul's team has basically said, we're not talking to you anymore. And also, if you cover this, you might get sued. That's literally what Jeff said. That's what Logan Paul's manager said, okay? So what the fuck? In CoffeeZilla's mind, he's like, Logan Paul's aware of this. He doesn't want to talk to me, and he's threatened to sue. So it's true. He did say that. Jeff, Logan Paul's manager, basically alluded to potentially suing CoffeeZilla if he continued on with this investigation.
Which I thought was weird, like a cold text. Hey, Logan, recently got your number. This is CoffeeZilla. I'm forwarding the same message I sent to your email here as well. Hey, Logan, I saw your tweet saying I haven't responded, but that isn't accurate. I asked you for a comment multiple times over the course of a year. You refused. I invited you on my platform. You refused. You invited me on Impulsive. I refused. We're unfortunately at an impasse, so let me try to get us unstuck here because I think people deserve to hear from both of us. I'd like to offer you a co-live streamed interview about CryptoZoo to respond on tomorrow at 10 a.m. PST, so no one has to travel on the holidays, so there's no editing and just us talking one-on-one. This is the most fair and neutral way to do this. I will send you a video link if you agree. Here was my response. I sent him an email after I posted my statement. Hey, Steven, just wanted to put my response to your scam allegations on your radar, linked below. Even though you broke laws, hardly substantiated your evidence, fabricated dangerously misleading falsehoods, and wrongfully accused me of scamming my fans, I'd still love to host you on Impulsive, again, unmonetized. It can even be one-on-one. Sorry, boys. I'm interested in talking about your workflow, creative process, and of course, CryptoZoo. I did get your email 2 days ago after I called out your failure to respond on Twitter regarding the live stream invitation, and you said, I asked you for comment multiple times over the course of a year. You refused. Any proof of that, or is this another lie? I searched my emails and didn't see any outreach.
And there was proof of that. There was. It's in the video. Like, this is crazy. For people who are Normans who don't understand this process, like, sure, sometimes your manager might be bad at their fucking job and not actually communicate to you that, like, another YouTuber is making videos of you and he's, like, taking matters into his own hands and talking to them. But, like, let's be fucking real. Normans might not recognize it, but, like, your manager is, like, in many instances, legally speaking for you, okay? I'm sorry, but if he reached out to you, which he did, and then you didn't respond, so he reached out to your business line by reaching out to your manager, okay? And then your manager communicated with him and basically said over the course of multiple phone conversations that, like, if you continue this investigation, we'll may or may not sue you, okay? Then that means that that's shut. Like, he made multiple attempts to have this conversation with you to understand your side, okay? He went to your representation and your representation blocked him. And by blocked him, I don't mean like literally blocked him on social media, but like, you know, blocked his efforts, okay, to conduct an investigation. You refused to mention your side of the matter until you realized that those YouTube videos got fucking millions of views. You got, okay? That's just the truth, okay? That is literally just the truth. You probably thought, understandably, you know, this might have been, I'm going to be as charitable as possible. Probably thought this was another like fucking bullshit situation. When you're a big content creator, a lot of people come after you and a lot of people just lie about you. You guys in this community surely know this. Okay? You guys in this community know this. People do this shit all the time. There's money to be made by cutting negative commentary. Okay? He probably did not realize that this would pick up a lot of traction. He did not think that this was going to pick up a lot of traction. So he thought, we don't just say anything, we just sit and we wait. Okay? And then when it did come out and it did actually pick up a lot of traction, they went, oh, fuck, this is actually looking really bad for us. So I guess now it's time for us to deal with it.
Reach from you until Christmas Eve 2022. You scrubbed the blockchain for a living and somehow managed to text my personal phone number yesterday. I can't imagine you didn't know / have my professional email. I do agree people deserve to hear from both of us, but truthfully, now that your motives are clear, I don't feel like feeding into your hunger for clout on your platforms. You've profited off of and gained plenty from me. I've said everything I've needed to say. The rest will be handled legally and on Impulsive with or without you while we continue to build CryptoZoo. The holidays are over, so I look forward to hearing back in a timely fashion this time. My January schedule is packed. Best, Logs.
Why did you sign off as Logs, by the way? There was a lot of shit for that.
I saw that.
Great question. Big Mike, killing it. That's a really, I want to know.
Maybe,
I think it's easy to pick apart anything I do.
And people are, for sure. It's been happening.
I mean, that's my sign off. I've been signing off like that since high school.
Like
my nickname, everyone calls me Logs. My name is Logan.
Yeah.
My nickname is
makes
Log.
sense. Listen, I said I'm going to play the other side. The other side's asking why Logs.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding. That is unironically a question that I had, at least. So I'm glad that Big Mike asked that.
Besides all the correspondence, that's a lot of correspondence.
That's where we left off, and I do think it's important because, and if you watch my video, hopefully you're seeing this. The guy is good. He is a very good storyteller, and he is very, very manipulative. And he's good. He's built an entire career off it. Sometimes he's more impartial than not. I think he probably has an inherent bias against me, which is reflective in his work and in his piece, which unfortunately,
bro, I don't think so. Do you think in this entire hour, and I'm gonna keep it real, do you think in this entire hour, Big Mike's gonna ask him about the text messages? Because, sorry, Logan, if you want to do good fucking PR, if you want to do a block and push here, if you want to do damage control, you have to find a good solution to those text messages. You have to literally say, those text messages are fake. There's no proof of them. You know, like undermine the other scammers and be like, they probably faked it. You know what I mean? Which, of course, by the way, if that isn't true, you can't really do that and then simultaneously claim defamation, because if you try to sue someone in a civil litigation, that's going to come out in discovery. They're going to subpoena the ISP to get all of those text messages, so you can't really delete them from your end, okay? So you can't really do that either. So I assume maybe taking ownership of that part would be the best thing to do in this circumstance. Or I don't even know how the fuck you would be able to defend yourself I don't know how he would be able to defend himself from like looking really poorly, like he was trying to do a rug pull here, because he was trying to do that. I mean, that would be awful. Suing CoffeeZilla in this regard would be awful, because the scope of that investigation for discovery purposes would be just really poor for him at the end, you know? But I assume he's not mentioning the text messages where he's like very clearly setting up a rug pull. I assume. Because but that is the reason. That is the main reason that ties him to the scam.
Has repercussions. If you are perpetuating falsehood and it's affecting someone's business and reputation, and it's affecting the wrong person's business and reputation, that person may take action.
So let's right off the bat, as early as possible here, talk about the two definitions and the two things that are at play. One of them being a scam, the other one being defamation, which can be libel or slander. So if someone scams a person or an organization, they deceive them in order to get something valuable for them, especially money. That is the definition of scam. So my first question, and this question was answered in his series, it was a 5-second blip that was a part of a probably hour-long of documentary, filmmaking, was how much money did you make off the sale of the...
No, it's the intent. It's conspiring to commit fraud, conspiring to do a crypto pull. Like, that was the main part.
Coin. Or off CryptoZoo as a project. How much money did you make?
Yeah, this seems to be the biggest misconception, and it is disappointing that part was glossed over so quickly. Made no money off CryptoZoo. Never sold the token.
Wait. CoffeeZilla recognizes this, by the way, and has said this in the investigation. But once again, going back to the bank robbery analogy I made, it does not matter if you have conspired to rob a bank, okay? If cryptocurrency and NFTs were regulated like securities are, okay, because they are a purely speculative asset. So if they were regulated in the same way, what he did would be illegal. So you can't use this as an argument. You can't conspire to rob a bank, have text messages that show that you conspired to rob a bank, turn around and hire bank robbers, and then actually rob the fucking bank, but then those other bank robbers steal all the bank robbery money from you, and then you're caught by the cops. You can't turn around and say, well, Your Honor, officers, I don't have any money on me. You were trying to scam, and you hired scammers to do the scamming with you, and then they scammed you instead.
Jeff never sold the token. Only lost money trying to make things right, along with everyone else in the project. But no money was made. No tokens were sold. And CoffeeZilla even said that in his series. So to answer your question, yeah. No money was made by Jeff or I.
And just back to the flip side really quick. To me, once I heard that seemed just like a kill shot to this entire thing.
Now I'll play the other side.
Sure. And I know what you're going to say. There's a ton more. It's very complex. There's a lot of
No. I empathize. I totally totally see why people are frustrated. I'm fucking frustrated. I've been frustrated for over a year. So I'll let you keep going. And again, while we made no money on the project, which I think kills the scam narrative immediately, there is more explaining to do.
What was your intent with CryptoZoo as a project?
I really thought it was going to be the next big thing. It was my first foray into creating a project on the blockchain. My intent was to make the next Pokemon, essentially, you know, on the blockchain. It was purely good. I put 7 months of my time, energy, effort, all of it into this project. And when shit hit the fan, it was devastating. It was heartbreaking. I never acted with malintention. I mean, again, like what was the intent to make money? I mean, I guess maybe eventually, like if you're running a business, I'd assume any intent is to make money off of it. But like, did we ever capitalize financially off of this? Absolutely fucking not.
For people that aren't aware, can you describe the dynamic between the token and the game?
Okay. So the idea was this. Yeah, maybe I should give some context to what the game is. So you buy these eggs on the blockchain, and you can hatch them into what are called base animals. I think there were like 14 or 15 of them. And then you can breed your base animals with each other to create fun-looking viral hybrid offspring that have a rarity scale. If you hatch a rare animal and you breed it with another rare animal, and it yields a rare hybrid animal, that animal then yields and collects a token the longer you hold it. Then when you release it into the wild, you accrue your yield.
What does a guy like Logan Paul doing a project like this? Honestly, he can't code. He doesn't know how to mint any of these tokens, and he just comes up with a shitty idea and hires scam artists to do it. No, that's the point. That's why he had to hire the scam artists to do the scamming, and he had to hire the scam coders to do the coding, because he doesn't have any fucking skills. So he was just the face of the operation. He was just the promotional tool for the operation. Okay? Like, I have no fucking skills, so when I serve the top of the hour ad break, I know that's the only good thing I can do. I can't code the top of the hour ad break. I can't tell you how it works behind the scenes. I only know how to serve the top of the hour ad break, okay, which comes at the top of every hour. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you could do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month. Okay. You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Not Jackie, thank you for the 3. Let me OP, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I'm just saying. Here's a 3-minute ad break now.
Does that make sense? That was the concept.
Got it.
And
I have to pee.
Stephen
Curry's burner. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I'm peeing. I'll be back in a second.
Didn't exist, and this was another part of CryptoZoo that got ripped apart. People seem to really discount the art, which I felt truthfully wasn't fair.
I was kind of in the middle on that one. It was very.
Do you know how?
Okay,
do you
it was
know how
very
hard
basic.
It is?
Yes, I
Do
know.
you know how hard it is
to
to merge animals that do exist into an animal that doesn't exist and make it look like a real animal.
I'm gonna ask you.
I'll just say it right now, bro. If you take an animal from CryptoZoo and like a fucking picture of a monkey wearing a hat and go ask like someone on the street, like, hey, which of these is more captivating to you? Something tells me the animal that doesn't exist that looks like a real hybrid animal is probably gonna win.
Even if someone out there is skeptical or hesitant to call it some sort of insane artistic expression, they at least probably have to agree that it falls within industry, like in the area of industry standards for NFTs at the time. I mean, look at some of the other projects. I mean, shout out Gary, but like, dude, like
How
Gary's
dare you?
I'm
Do
just
not
saying, bro,
Fucking insult V friends.
or doodles or whatever. I mean, whatever project you want to bring up.
That's
right
why
now, whether it's
I
apes
found
or whatever.
That's why I found this argument a little. I felt that one. I felt wasn't quite fair. I'll listen to him, but like, man, if you were to interview and ask my artist what they thought of people just ripping their work to shreds, and by the way, some of them do this. Some of them are like post actively on Reddit hybrid animals, and the hybrid animals thread on Reddit is hilarious and has a bunch of likes and people commenting on it. But the moment that I say it's something that I'm doing, it doesn't work in that context.
I think it was shined in a bad light. I think if it didn't have the negative outline on it, people wouldn't.
No. That was the first critique that happened.
For sure.
I actually have I want to ask you something. Again, I'm just throwing out other people's point of views. I'm not trying to stick a.
No, you should.
Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna stick it into you. When I'm looking at this from my point of view, bro, I think you guys are kind of like, you're seeing it from your guys' point of view, which is obvious because it's your point of view, and you are not a scammer. You don't hurt people. You don't do these type of things. So it's gonna affect your heart because you didn't do that. And for the world to look at you in that type of way, it's very drowning. It feels like you can't breathe because people are already painting you out to be something you're not. But put a pin in that. Over here are people that root for you, that look at you like somebody they want to be like.
Bro, I mean, look, of course they're going to ride him, dude. Come on. It's like a part of the reason why they have these platforms is because of Logan Paul. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. That's part of the reason. Like,
want to achieve like. And so when they invested in your project, and they're remember, they don't have our lifestyle, so they're working paycheck to paycheck. So when they go, fuck yeah, Logan's involved in this, I know it's gonna win because I've watched this guy win, and I want to be like this fucking guy. So I'm gonna invest my hard-earned money. From their point of view, I get your guys' point of view because you're dealing with a legal team, you're dealing with all the people that did you wrong. But from their stance, they go, how dare you go and open up 2 other projects when I just wasted my hard-earned money on something that I believed you would do. So this is a point of view that they don't care what you feel like and what CoffeeZilla feels like. They want to demand answers for their own money.
100%.
So what do you say to the people that watched you make the project where you're taking pictures and all the other projects? Yep. How does it feel for you in your seat where your team's saying, hey, shut up, don't bring this up. We're going to bring this back in the future and all the answers will be explained. How does it feel knowing that you couldn't speak up in time and now you look like this villain? And no disrespect, you look like a piece of shit to the people that are like, yo, fuck this guy sitting on millions of dollars, always trying to get attention. And now he doesn't give a fuck about us. So he's not going to speak out about it until this other fucking dude's going to speak out. And now this cocksucker is going to talk now.
Great question.
Very good question.
I mean, he went from dick riding to dick riding, if you know what I mean. It was kind of a decently posed question. Like, he's like, no disrespect, but like, you know, people are calling you a cocksucker on the timeline, and I'm inclined to agree with them.
The answer is fucking heartbreaking, George. I'll get emotional even speaking about it right now, but this is what broke me. People relied on me to create a project, and when shit wasn't working out and I found out the extent of just how bad things were behind the scenes, I had to rely on my team. I crumbled internally, and the advice was, while actual legal process was going on because of criminal...
Why do you ride so hard for Mike? He's arguably worse than Logan because at least Logan has charisma. How dare you? How fucking dare you, dude? Big Mike is a nice guy at heart, okay? How dare you? Mike also has charisma. That's crazy. How is Mike worse than Logan? Like, that motherfucker never went to the suicide forest and shit. You know what I mean? Like, we all grew up with this dude doing a whole bunch of fucked up shit. No, he just cares about clout. You are the same, low key. Shut the fuck up, Keith made me. You're still reeling from the for the shockwaves of going to DJ Academics' chat and crying to him, begging DJ Academics to fucking cover my analysis of the Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion shooting, okay? Don't come at me like this, motherfucker, 38-month subscriber. Bruh, I said you was right, yeah, but you also, it doesn't change the reality. You went to fucking DJ Academics and be like, yo, please, please. Defend your takes.
Criminal investigation taking place that CoffeeZilla highlighted in his series, I had to stay silent. And for a fucking year, I'm hounding Jeff. How do we make this right? What's the status of the game?
But they
Where
don't
are
see
we
that.
at?
They don't see that. That's crazy.
The engineer stole the code, who was hired by a fucking con man, a guy that I found out to be a con man, a guy that I had trusted, not just a guy that I had trusted, a guy that billionaires had trusted, a guy that fooled the Mormon Church and the New York Yankees. And now in hindsight, 1 + 1 = fucking 2. I get that. And the advisor, again, that I trusted, was selling against my buyers, people that actually wanted to play this game. It was like a mountain. It was like a mountain that collapsed one.
Bro, I don't know why no one is talking about the main component, the text messages. You didn't just hire these scammers. You hired scammers knowing some of them were scammers, literally to do a scam together. Okay? The part that is like important for everyone to understand is the text message conversations where you are basically talking about how to maximize the rug pull. Okay? That's it. That's it. Did I misunderstand those conversations? Are they not damning enough? I literally don't get it. I don't get it. You could say like, oh, all these people want to fucking, get mad at you or whatever. But like, that's the whole point. You like literally went and bought a bunch of them on purpose. Secretly got mad when the other guy bought even more and scammed you out of like your hard-earned scam dollars that you were trying to get. Try to cut the scammer out. Like you try to do a rug pull. Just watch like 2 minutes of this time.
Crypto Zoo at all. It was called Crypto Pets, and they were going to sell a pets token. And pretty early on, it became clear this was all about money, how they were going to sell this thing to investors. In fact, Crypto King said he thought it was worth at least $20 million in only 6 months, saying the range is insane. $20 to $210 million. It's beautiful wherever we land. Eddie jumped in at this point and talked about how he could sell the project as an investment to a friend, Matt Higgins, saying, quote, he has to spend that $350 million somewhere. Why not us? And Logan says, I love that idea. Crypto King, I'm in. And of course, you have Jeff saying, let's go. So you can see right there, they wanted to sell this game before it had even launched. Now later, Eddie amends the list of investors and says, quote, investors will be Gary Vee, Todd Morley, James Altucher, Ryan Kavanaugh, and others confirmed on my end. Supposedly, they had $100 million of investment interest. Now, I actually went to some of these investors and asked if this was true, and the one person who responded denied it, Ryan Kavanaugh. Quote, nope, not even a little bit. So this looks like it could be yet another lie from Eddie Ibanez, but either way, it looks like there was more issues than just finding investors because the team wanted to pre-sell tokens, and not everyone was sure it would be legal. Jake the Crypto King mentions that, quote, if we have a pre-sale, it opens us up to SEC issues. And Jeff agrees and says, don't want to do anything that brings the SEC eyeballs. Now, not everyone wanted to be so cautious, though. Logan argues everyone does pre-sale with coins. Eddie agrees. He says, you absolutely can do it. I have the SEC down, private and pre-sale. And honestly, it was quite the dilemma for this team who wanted money. Do a pre-sale, make millions, but you have these potential legal issues. Don't do it, you make less money. So Crypto King comes up with a middle solution. He says, if we can't sell, no pre-sale. We can still trade them in the liquidity pool. And this is the start of a new disaster, which takes a bit of explaining. Now, just so we're clear.
Okay, so basically they were looking for a way to do the scam without additional eyeballs from the SEC, okay? They didn't want to get scrutinized by the SEC. and he never addresses these takes. He hasn't addressed it in the 7-minute response video that he did. Okay. And he never, I don't think, is going to address it here.
One after the other, this massive forest fire would come up. I thought we put it out, and then something else would happen, and something else would happen, and then my legal team goes, "Yo, there is criminal investigation
Scam
going on. It is best to stay silent at this moment."
Mm. So I have another question. I understand your point of view because I'm your friend. I actually was with you when you found out, and I saw how like your face turned white and you slid up against the fridge when you found out. I was there, so that's why I can boldly with my chest out be like, bro, I watched when this guy found the news.
We're not watching the whole thing. We're just watching the scam part, the CoffeeZilla scam
but
part.
Fuck CoffeeZilla, fuck you. No joke. What do we do for the people that were fucked?
I and my team, Jeff, and I'd like you to sit in, Jeff, are working. We are at work and have been working to make this game. And that's part of the solution. Deliver the fucking project, right? And that's never stopped. There have been massive road bumps and massive obstacles along the way. But that was always the prerogative. CoffeeZilla making a series or not, the game is being made. He just assumed we gave up on it, which is not true. However, the answer is yes, George. I'm not a fucking scammer. I have the best intentions, and I will make this right for the people who believed in me. You know how adamant I was about fixing all of this and making this right.
Sure.
And for a year, I was told I couldn't say anything. And then CoffeeZilla series came out, and I fucking called you guys, and I said, I'm making a statement. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
I spent days writing this thing, figuring out how I could poke the obvious holes in CoffeeZilla's defamation and arguments and manipulation.
Please don't tell me this is the product of him working on for a fucking for months. Like, if this is the best he could come up with after days of writing a response, and this is the best he could come up with after months of like finding out that this was a scam or whatever, because he didn't he just say that it took him like a year? He realized it was a year. What the fuck did he do to fix it over the year?
Of this story, because at the end of the day, he told a story. Some of it's true, some of it's not. I don't know what to believe from his stuff, and I don't know what not to believe. I found out stuff. I found out things watching his series. Like, dude, I was at the airport when I watched the part where he said Jake's had stolen.
Of course.
I
was like, what?
$6 million. I don't know if that's true or not. But
Bro, you don't even know if that's true, but you used it in your video, while simultaneously also shitting on CoffeeZilla's work, saying he's just like a bad faith, a bad investigator who was like completely one-sided and biased and was clout riding you. But then you used his literal investigation, The fuck? He used that part of his investigation in his response video. I'm having a hard time comprehending how this is like defensible, but I suspect a lot of people probably are saying this is bullshit in the replies. Let's look. You can't praise CoffeeZilla as a journalist and say the only time he lied was against you. 3.2 thousand likes. Perfect example of why this stuff should be live and not edited. When George tells the team to stop pointing the finger at each other, and the entire reaction to Mike and Logan is just edited out, and the video continues with Mike telling a story about how bad Logan was feeling. Logan, why won't Coffee come on my show? Also, Logan cuts the interview as soon as his own friend starts asking hard questions. Oh my God. Mike, I'll be asking the hard questions of this podcast. Also, Mike, defending and glazing up Logan the whole pod. There's 0% chance anything would ever happen with this project if Coffee never made that series a guarantee. Once again, Logan is pulling the blame card and won't take responsibility. It's just not possible for him. I mean, I also kind of don't know what the fuck he's supposed to say. What is he supposed to be like? Yeah, I'm a scammer, and admit to like doing something illegal that might actually have criminal repercussions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he probably won't do that, right? Like, holy fuck, the like dislike ratio on this one is 15K to 43K. Oh my God. I'm thinking about this, like, if I'm Logan Paul, what do I do in this situation? Are you ready for this? Here's what I do. I immediately shift the blame towards the other people. Say that, like, you know, everyone was doing it, so I thought I could do it as well. And then basically use every opportunity I can to just, like, pay the victims or something. I don't know. Like, just set up, like, a victims compensation fund or some shit. I don't fucking know. I guess basically what he's doing is the right thing to do from a defense side. But you definitely got to reimburse people to a certain degree.
You want Stanzy's PR number 2? Here's what Logan Paul, one of the most famous influencers on the fucking planet, should have done. Ignored it! Just ignore it! Who gives a shit? You're like the most famous person. No one cares. You're a scammer. You scammed with Dink Doink. Just...
Yeah, that's true. I mean, no one really cared about the Dink Doink shit, and that was covered too. Yeah, Stans is right. Honestly, addressing it made it worse. Constantly fucking goading CoffeeZilla made it worse. Now he's trying to, like, reinstate. Now he's trying to reinstate the thing. Yeah.
Just fucking ignore it, man. You're not doing a Twitch stream where everyone comments constantly about it. All you had to do was ignore it even more.
True.
Why are we doing this?
This is one of the biggest
You're making
L's.
this so much.
This is one of the biggest L's is, like, Twitch streamers take on a regular basis is that, like, you can't get away with anything. You know what I mean? You can't get away with some fucking nice crypto rug pulls, man. You can't do it. I mean, I guess you could with, like, heavy moderation. But still.
Harder. I mean, obviously, there were many things you could have done beforehand to try and get ahead of this, namely not doing a crypto pump and dump. But you've already done the crypto pump and dump.
Aiden Ross did it too, but, like, I guess you could get away with it. You always get away with it. FaZe Clan got away with it. Everybody gets away with it. Never mind. You're right. Motherfuckers have gotten away with the rug pulls. Motherfuckers have gotten away with, like, scams. iShowSpeed did it. Yeah. That's true. Address the 9/11 comment. Fuck you. But yeah, he did the wrong thing. He definitely did the wrong thing, dude. Addressing it is definitely not the right thing to do.
No one cares about crypto. It's last year's news cycle. It's so boring. People truly don't care that you scammed. But now we're just talking about it more and more and more.
See, someone said, I'm out of the loop. What did FaZe Clan do? Literally what Logan Paul did, but, like, even worse, pretty much, because they also tied it to, like, saving children. Like, literally. They did it arguably in a worse way, because, like, they also tied it to, like, saving kids.
I don't know what to believe from his stuff, and I don't know what not to believe. I found out stuff. I found out things watching his series. Like, dude, I was at the airport when I watched the part where he said Jake's had stolen,
of course, I was like, what?
$6 million. I don't know if that's true or not, but I knew he was a bad actor, hence why we.
It's cool that, like, he's taking stuff that CoffeeZilla said in his investigation at face value without even checking it. When it corresponds to his narrative of, like, him being scammed and the other guy being a bigger scammer than he is. But, like, when it comes down to the other shit, like, you know, the actual fucking text messages that, like, basically show him designing a motherfucking rug pull. He's like, oh yeah, we're not going to address that. That stuff is actually defamatory.
Kicked him off the fucking team immediately when we found out he was only in it for the money.
Prerogatives, yeah. Things fucking fell apart from Zach to trying to find new devs, realizing that our first lead dev couldn't perform, and then realizing that now there's an investigation going on.
But it's also, you have to understand that it's not simple. I mean, he's trying to bridge the gap here between protecting his client, protecting a project that he's been a part of, you know, getting out whatever information is possible. I've said this a million times. The internet loves to oversimplify very fucking complex issues.
On top of the complex
he's a fountain of knowledge, dude. He is.
Which were
hell yeah, Mike.
Issues with people.
The internet loves doing that. You're right.
Technology, and this is something that's brand new. And what Logan ideated in his head of a really cool idea is actually somewhat complex.
Which is, by the way, hard for me to
swallow. Guys, stop saying he's writing. Stop saying he's meat writing.
I have a vision and an idea of these things, and then I say, Jeff, here's what I want to make. Here's what I want to do. And then people are put in place to attempt to make that happen. And when it was
the hold Mike has on you and Ethan, he's just wonderful, dude. I don't know how to describe it. Listen, you always gotta listen. You always got to have a dude, or it's understandable to like a dude who's just broy, but has like a kind heart. Okay. That's what it is. It's like, it's weird. It's weird to describe. That's it. Also, remember, his biggest crime here is riding Logan, okay? Which, you know, he kind of has to, okay? This is
found out that either A, they had ill intent, or B, were incapable of doing it. And then shit really hit the fan. What do I do?
I actually have an answer for that. When you're on the top rope at WWE and you're going like this after a crazy show and the audience is going crazy, when you're bringing Prime into the table and people are drinking it, being like, how the fuck is this product this good? When you're doing these absolute, like, we're watching a superhero kill these side quests day after day after day after day, none of these quests would be completed without your team. And when you win, we celebrate together. But what I need this team to start doing is when you guys take a dip, you got to stop pointing the fingers at each other.
When all this broke, when we were in Qatar, I'll kind of remember this. We were in the spa one day. And I saw the pain in your, and this, like I said, this is not going to turn into
stop, chat.
Point this out. I saw this pain in your face, bro, and this like emptiness in your fucking eyes when all this was breaking.
Chat,
I remember thinking to myself, having been through a couple things, very minor in comparison to the ones you've gone through and are going through now, where I was railroaded by the internet on something that just simply wasn't true. I've been through a chunk of shit in my life, but I honestly don't know if I recall feeling like that. The feeling of not being able to say, yo, this is not what happened. You guys have it wrong. Even though you and everyone around you knows that you're being fucked and being railroaded by an incomplete or unsubstantiated story. Is one of the most painful fucking things.
You know he's a train fan.
It's
terrible. Where Coffee fucked up is by targeting me as some malicious, evil supervillain. If he
he really fucked that up, dude. Like, what the fuck? Dude, you know what? I just realized, like, yeah, Stans is so right. It's indefensible. Like, he should have, look, if I could give advice to Logan Paul, and maybe I could like reach out to Mike and have Mike give this to him, deliver this to him. It would be, don't scam. Like, just don't scam. That it's so easy, dude. It's literally $0. Okay, it's $0 and 0 cents. Okay, so that's number one. But if you are gonna scam, which you did, right, and you got fucked over in the process, like. Like, don't talk about it. It's fine. Yeah, just bury it. I think maybe it's been a long time since Logan Paul has been in like serious controversy on the internet. That like he thought he could withstand this or something. I don't know how to like. He just can't help himself. I just don't get it. I literally don't understand. Like, he could, if tomorrow, look, plenty of people hate Logan Paul for understandable reasons, right? And plenty of people refuse to give up on your past self. Let's say tomorrow, not tomorrow, but like, let's say he didn't do this shit. He didn't like move to Puerto Rico to do tax evasion or whatever the fuck he's doing. Okay. He just moved there because he really likes the weather and he's like helping the community down there. You know what I mean? Okay. And then on top of that, I mean, he's like worth millions of dollars, like multi-millionaire. He's like fucking, I think his net worth's like 50 million, something like that, right? Like, that's a lot of cookies. Okay. You have all of that. You have a steady flow of income. You have a fucking podcast that's popping off. You have an energy drink that you did with KSI that's also popping off. The wrestling stuff is literally a fucking major hit. Like, it is so good. All you have to do is not do the scam shit. And like, people will forget eventually. And people will go, oh man, Logan Paul, like, look at how he changed himself. Like, look at how he became like a good person. Like, people are still going to shit on him. Especially if he does like, you know, if he does like celebrity boxing stuff, people are still going to shit on him. But even that stuff is good too, ultimately. You know what I mean? But that's it. Like, that's it. All you got to do is do things that you're good at that people like cherish you for. You know what I mean? But he still turns around. He still turns around and does this stuff, which is, of course, going to reignite and relitigate old shit that you've done. It's of course going to get people pissed off at you again. You know? Logan had to respond because he's terrified of losing his sponsorships like last time. He should have just apologized profusely. He said he got over his head. Bro, last time this shit happened, it was the Suicide Force and it made it into national news. It was an international incident. That's why he had to fucking apologize for it. Another thing that he should have just not done, by the way. Like, definitely should have not done that. This is not international. What news article has covered Logan Paul's dink doink scam or this? No, it's CoffeeZilla, brother. It's all like, I think a lot of people still forget that like the internet is still, it's a vast space, but it still has a lot of like insulated communities. Like, it's very insular in different places, right? Like, you can be the biggest fucking Twitch streamer and not have like, you know, billions of people not know who the fuck you are. And that's normal. And basically, this is one of those things, whereas like the Japan thing was international. You know? You really think it's just not crypto scam people? It's super hard not to. Like, yeah, I do think it's pretty easy not to do crypto rug pulls. I don't know. For me, it's been super easy. I've avoided it this entire time, like you avoid the top of the hour ad break with a subscription. Okay, which comes at the top of the hour every hour, right? Like, there's a 3-minute ad break and you can avoid it. You can avoid it by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime or by getting gifted a sub if you're lucky, you know, but not many people are. But regardless, like, the top of the hour ad break comes at the top of every hour. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. So, you know what it is. Kay, thank you for the 5. Get the subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour.
He had told this story objectively and told the story without vilifying me. Regardless, we're still making this right. But in my opinion, that's where it got twisted and hurt the most. Dude, I'm sitting in the seat solely because of my fans. I love them. I'll take any picture you want, unless I'm at dinner. That's my one rule. I'll take any picture you want.
Now you better get your ass up. You better wipe your face and get up. That might be the rule.
I'll take any picture you want. I'll listen to the feedback. I'll see it. I want to put smiles on you guys' faces. It's why I do what I do. I love being able to come on these platforms and express myself every week. And it fucking hurts that that mission statement that I've had since I was 8 fucking years old posting online.
How come do most notable streamers or political commentators don't really react content you're talking points? Most of the time it's only Hassan reacts. That was just 10 viewer haters. I don't know. I don't make like VOD content. I think that's probably part of the reason.
Was tainted by this dude who had an agenda, who is normally very good at his job.
Miss Melzy, thank you for the 5
think
the subs.
this is sadly,
Bro, he literally does not understand that like saying that CoffeeZilla is like really reputable, except for this one instance when he came after me, makes him look worse. Like everyone, no matter how fucking stupid, no matter how idiotic someone is, no matter how big of a dick rider Logan fans are, they're still gonna recognize like, wait a minute, you're over here fucking saying CoffeeZilla is actually pretty smart, did a really good job with his videos, but except for the one video where he worked on you, like you're just giving him more credibility.
the only direction you could take. Take this really fucking hard on the chin. Learn from your mistakes. Learn that you have to.
I mean, George, we did.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like the Johnny Depp thing. Like he had to kind of eat shit for a long time until the truth came out. And so right now you have to go into this either court, but regardless, the jury is the audience.
Yep.
And so I'm trying to bridge that way to show your reality. And your reality is the same dude that would turn to me and drop a $500,000 deal with somebody because he goes, I don't eat fast food. I'm not promoting fast food. So if you were money hungry, you wouldn't give a fuck if it was hurting anybody. You would take the money.
Dog. It is shocking to me that motherfuckers think I'm out here in Puerto Rico with a cork board, tax, string, graphic images, going, here's how we're gonna scam. This is how.
No, I don't think I don't think it's that well thought out. Like, honestly, I don't even think he has like, I don't think he has a cork board. Like maybe if you had a cork board, it'd be better thought out. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have got so easy. Like, what the fuck? God damn it. Also, the other guy, the Christian guy that Logan Paul said like mean things to, George is his name, right? What's his name? That guy is gonna end up looking real good in this video, which is why I'm just upset here because friend of the show Big Mike should have ripped into Logan a little bit more here. Now everyone's gonna say he's glazing because like George does look decent in this circumstance because he's asking like genuine questions, good questions.
I want to make my $1 million this time, motherfucker. We're gonna. I'm not even.
Sounds like a meat. It sounds like a meat. No, it sounds like a meat.
Logan Paul admits to everything CoffeeZilla said.
Bro, Jake, I was talking to Jake about this over Christmas break. I'm glad I got some time to spend with my brother. And he's like, I was like, are you aware of what's happening right now? And he goes, dude, I skipped past the video. He's like, I know you didn't fucking scam anyone. And I go, yeah, but like everyone thinks I did.
Well, this is what I see, and I could be completely wrong. Biting off more than you chew is kind of almost there, but I don't see it being complete because you're doing things that people don't do. So I don't expect you to stop doing what your nature is to do. And you want to see that new country that's not there or build that thing that's not there. The only thing that would just make a tweak of a difference is you're so creative that you're like, here's the idea, here's the process, here's the vision. Now this person's gonna do this, person's gonna do this. I'm gonna move on, and you're a creative. So all I would say is now is just like those the dev team. Pick one person that is your right hand and make sure that person is every day. If this guy shits or eats a sandwich at lunch, I want to fucking know.
I mean, George, again, we did. It's part of the reason Originals worked so well. We found the guy and he's fucking good. And we found a team that we can actually rely on to get things done. Most important. And then also that was a learning process for me because Originals is a relatively easy project. I think it's easy to understand anyways, right?
Yeah.
One picture
Not
goes
easy build.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. One picture goes live a day. It's a 24-hour auction. The next goes up. This thing took months to build, and there were so many delays, and I was frustrated with the build.
Again.
is always going to be the case.
Sure,
Jeff,
I'd
because
take it.
I'm reporting directly to
I'd
you,
take
and
it.
you're reporting directly to
Of
me.
course. But
It was a learning for me in that. Fuck, dude, tech is hard. Holy fucking shit! I remember ESPN was down the one time we were trying to watch
Thanks
one of
for
the
remembering it.
one of the biggest fights ever.
No,
What?
tennis,
The
US Open.
U.S. Open.
US Open. ESPN was down. ESPN Plus or whatever the fuck. And Jeff goes, "Hey, just so you know, this is ESPN. It's one of the biggest content syndication organizations in the world, and they don't even have this shit down."
But we also
and here
don't,
we
also
are.
don't know whether it was the tech that was sending it into ESPN or was it ESPN.
The point is, tech is hard. Tech is hard. I realized that and learned that the hard way. And so, yeah, I guess to kind of answer your question, I'm a lot more cognizant now of exact.
A question I would ask here is, Jeff, did you or did you not tell Logan Paul that CoffeeZilla called you? Jeff, why did you make decisions on my behalf as my manager, acting as my representative in a professional setting where you basically threatened to, stop an investigation through litigation, okay? When CoffeeZilla, a brilliant investigator that Logan Paul has called brilliant and great and bright, was trying to get his side of the story. I mean, these are all questions that I would ask. I would ask Jeff these questions. Now, of course, the reality is that I know for a fucking fact. I know how managers work, man. I know there's no shot that Jeff had this conversation without telling Logan. There's just no way. But then again, the best thing to do in this situation absolutely is to just shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. Hope it goes away. Make whatever the fuck you're making, and instead of sitting across from him on this podcast and get millions of fucking hate views that you're going to accrue and also prolong the combo. You're not going to be able to fight your way out of this.
Exactly how hard it is to make the stupid little visions that I have in my head come to life.
Okay, so
the thing is, bro, the thing is, crypto is a scam across the board. It is. And all of these NFTs were a scam across the board, always. A lot of people engaged in it. They were scamming. Okay? Now, that's the reason why when he tries to restart the crypto project, at this stage when every motherfucker knows NFTs are scams, and when the most famous NFTs, their values have gone down dramatically, it's terrible. It's the worst time to fucking try to restart this game. If he just shut the fuck up and not said anything, it would have gone away. Now people are going to fucking reinvest into this scam. Do you think Gary V's NFTs are scams? Yes, brother. Yes. Hello. Welcome to the Hasanabi broadcast. I've been talking shit about NFTs and crypto for years, okay? Yes, of course.
Wrapping this up. For at least, I think, right? For now. Because I'm just curious what else there's going to be about this, where this goes, where the story goes, once it's been determined that there was not malintent, a scam did not take place.
Gary V doesn't scam, virgin, ha ha ha. Gary V doesn't scam, bitch. Says carrot cake is my fave. I'm going to say this once again. You are the reason why these guys get away with it. You're the mark, okay? You're what is known as a sucker, okay? You're a sucker. I don't know what to tell you other than that. 4 years, first time on stream. This motherfucker's been following me since 2018, bro. What happens to motherfuckers, dude? What's wrong with your brain? He just broke. He broke and he was like, it's time. It's time. I'm going to say whatever I can to get him fucking to pay attention to me. He's not even serious. He's just memeing to get my attention. Oh my God. I know it's bait, you fucking dingus. Bro, you've been in here since 2018. You couldn't craft a funny response that I could just read out loud and say that chatter is funny. Haha.
there was a misfire or some sort of, you know, malpractice on behalf of some of the people involved in the project who will be held accountable, and there is a plan moving forward. Does it sound like those are the 4 main pillars of what's happening here?
Exactly. I would say there's been a plan moving forward.
A roadmap.
Yeah. CoffeeZilla happened to make this series and
In the middle of it.
and now it appears reactionary, but this has been happening. So that's where the defamation piece comes into play, which is number 5 and 6. We've given Zilla part 4. He's probably gonna milk the shit out of this. He's probably gonna talk to more people who lost money, and that's where this also gets tricky because I'm not sure what he's fabricating or.
Dude, that's crazy. Like, oh, how dare he talk to victims? Like one of the things that he did that was really funny in the video was like, yeah, guess what? You know this guy I scammed, like one of the victims of this fucking crypto zoo scam that you call is a scam, but it's not really a scam. Well, he actually did a rug pull himself. And it's like, okay. Like, yeah, we know that a lot of people in the crypto space are just like fucking dummies who are trying to scam people and then get caught holding the bag. That doesn't mean anything. Like you're still doing the thing that they're accusing you of doing.
If people are
I gotta pee.
genuine about what they're saying, because he doesn't verify backgrounds or, like I said, substantiate any evidence. So he's probably gonna put people who have lost here on a pillar and highlight them. That's what I would do if I were him. I'd milk the shit out of this, and like I said, he's probably going to. He's good. He's very good. But part 6 is the more he says, and the more he continues to spread this misinformation that this was any sort of con or scam, the more I have for the lawsuit that I am filing, the defamation lawsuit that is fucking happening, because this is wrong. This is fucking wrong, and there's a reason. There's a reason he won't come on this show, and he knows it's because he can't lie to me with his chest out while sitting in front of me.
And saying that you are a scammer.
Fuck,
you are
dog.
What about the people that say, like, why don't you just do it live on his platform?
I am not feeding into this anymore on his shit, because he did not change the course of my direction at all. He happened to make this series. It's not changing what we have been doing and are doing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
What he did do is got me to speak about it. And I'm actually grateful for that.
I was about to say, this is kind of like a good light, because
I'm actually grateful for that. I do thank CoffeeZilla for shining a light on what even he highlighted and made in his year's worth of research in a 3-part series, is that this situation is so fucked, so beyond fucked. You could make an entire documentary out of it. In fact, he did. But now I'm in a place where I actually do have to thank him for shining light on this. He just messed up by pointing the finger 100% at me and saying,
I don't think that the fucked up part about Logan's narrative is he's banking on his fan base, take his word on the bullshit he's spewing. I think like because of CoffeeZilla, like the only people that are going to be still riding with him on this issue alone are going to be like little teeny boppers. Like I don't know who the fuck is like a Logan Paul stan in the real world at this point, to be honest. Like I actually don't know.
Saying that there was any sort of fraud or scam taking place intentionally. Not even taking place intentionally, just taking place on my behalf.
Why did you block him on Twitter?
It's like a little gnat. It's like a little fucking annoying gnat, and it bothers me. He won. He got to me, bro. He's the most formidable opponent I've had. I'm not kidding. The guy's good. He's
very smart.
He's very smart. He manipulates and twists the truth just the way he wants to get his people to believe a certain thing. He's good.
I think
it's marketing in a way, hiding behind the veil of, I don't make money off this platform. I'm doing God's work. I'm doing justice, by the way.
Whoa, chill, bro. He's coming at him again. He's coming after Christians again, boys. Chill. For those of you who don't know, CoffeeZilla he's a Christian.
Go sign up to my Patreon. Go join my Patreon. We're gonna see the behind the scenes.
You know what? What do you want? You made just a really good fucking point here. Isn't that his whole defense on the fraud? I didn't make money. Oh no. I think the only part of CoffeeZilla, the only issue with CoffeeZilla that I have personally, even though I love his work, I think he's a great dude. I think he does a great fucking job, is not the fact that he's like a Christian guy or anything. I don't give a fuck about that, obviously. But it's because he like still kind of believes in crypto, it feels like. You know what I mean? That's it. That's the only thing that I think is, and it's not even a problem. It's just like I don't agree with him on any kind of, like I just don't think that there's any good utility there. I don't think he does. Maybe he doesn't. Is it the fact that he's still a libertarian nerd despite what he does? Okay, chill. It's fine. He's a good dude and he does great fucking work, okay? He approaches it with too good faith the same way you do with some shitty content creators. Yeah, but like crypto is like across the board fraudulent and is built for fraud. Shitty content creators are human beings that I understand are complex. If you cannot comprehend the difference between that, I don't know what to tell you. Like, human beings deserve charitability. There's nothing complex about Big Mike, bro. You don't understand it, dude.
Means my $10 million studio. $10 million studio. You got $10 million? Where did that money come from? How? I don't think so, pal.
I think he might be saying that sarcastically.
Or he rented it.
So you're saying he embellished or like rounded up?
No, I think he just says it sarcastically. It's like a joke.
It's in his descriptions on his Patreon, which I joined. He kicked me off though.
He refunded him. His money.
It's actually funny. He said he kicked me off, and he had a couple zingers on Twitter. He kicked me off. It was like, who knows where that money came from?
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. You got washed. You've been getting washed.
He smoked me.
Washed on Twitter.
I'm telling you, he's fucking good. He's a very formidable opponent.
He's
if
good.
I were him and I didn't like me in the same way that he doesn't like me, and also realizes how much he can gain from putting me in his thumbnail and his title, I'd probably be doing the same thing.
Okay, question, and just to bring this up because I think it's a good transition point. Regardless of how strong his point was, or some of the points he made, or how he was able to spin it, whatever you want to say, or whoever wants to say it, there is always and will always be an army that is ready for Logan Paul to make a minor mistake. Now, it was so timely and convenient that the 3-part series dropped when you were already boiling in an unholy baptism of shit because of what you had said on the show before it.
Let me tell you something.
And so I wanted to.
Oh, I guess they move on to Logan apologizing to George, which I don't really give a shit about. I think like, yeah. Now, the thing about him like shitting on George about Christianity, I think is like, pretty basic like r/atheism bullshit. I think that stuff is just like, it's whatever. It's not the worst offense. You know what I mean? It's not great, but it's certainly not the worst offense. George is this guy. He's Christian. And he basically fucking said that like, he basically said that like all Christians are homophobic or whatever. Anyway, let's watch
The purpose of this video, we're going to pretend that all of crypto isn't a scam. Because I live in a world where 99% of it is. It's bad faith actors selling speculative assets, making value out of nothing, pretending it somehow has real.
This motherfucker, holy shit, bro. This dude is, Mogul Mail is so popping. I really got to do this. I wish I had more time on my hands to just like do basically this.
world good while actually hoping a greater fool comes along to buy it at a higher price at the
1.3 million on this, dude. That's crazy.
bottom of the pyramid so the people at the top of the pyramid can sell it and make money from them. That, to me, that doesn't seem like a good thing, but we're going to ignore that and not act like every single crypto is a scam so we can talk about today's drama, which is about Logan Paul and, of course, his cryptocurrency that he made, CryptoZoo. He's the majority owner in it, and it was exposed a couple weeks ago by CoffeeZilla to be an alleged scam in a 3-part docuseries. Now, you can go check that out, but we are talking today about the update, which is Logan Paul's response to CoffeeZilla. Now, before we jump into the actual
Ludwig,
video,
not
I think
all
it's
of it, but
important
some
to
of it he
read
does on
this
stream.
tweet from Logan Paul, which says, while I generally appreciate Steve
I just don't have, dude, you do this every day, but it goes on the clip channels, no joke. I mean, I kind of do it, but the reality is that I don't have the bandwidth to just like basically cover one story a day and give it my all and preset all of the fucking tabs ahead of time, like everything that I'm going to pull up from it. You know what I mean? I mean, I used to do this. I used to do a version of this basically, not from my desk, but in front of a green screen. And it was incredibly popular. That's how I started off. You know? But I don't know. We'll see.
Steven, that's
He doesn't even have a
CoffeeZilla.
script. Yeah, he does. He has bullet points. He's relying on the bullet points that he has, and then he has videos that he uses as like a lifeboat, basically, like a raft, where if he like runs out of something, he can quickly click to the next video. He knows like what he's gonna say in between, and basically move on from one bullet point to the next one. I know how he does it. I've done stuff like this.
They're close like that. And his creative genius and exceptional work ethic, I mean that. This one is simply not true. All right, wow, he really likes him. Creative genius and exceptional work ethic. Let's take a look at the video.
Charlie does it. Ludwig does it.
From an investigator to a gossip channel. You see, CoffeeZilla tried to work with law enforcement in the past, but his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, and he's nothing more than the Keemstar of crypto and finance. But
Okay, wow, we went from creative genius to the Keemstar of crypto in finance, which, if you haven't picked up on yet, is an ad hominem attack, a logical fallacy, so that instead of arguing the actual points like, hey, Logan, I think the crypto you made is kind of a scam, he's able to say, no, the person who's arguing against me is a cringe idiot, so none of it matters, and I don't have to argue it, which
It's an ad hominem.
happens a lot in this video and was wildly disappointing. Now, it is worth noting that this isn't Logan's first
Fucking nerd.
rodeo. He doesn't really bring it up in his video at all, but he's done a little bit of crypto scamming before, specifically with an NFT called Dink Doink that he was a part of, and I'm going to show you just 5 seconds of it, and I'm sorry that I'm going to show you, but watch.
On drugs if you think.
You ready, Dink Doink? Let's do this! Incoming!
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I showed you any of that. Anyway, that's Dink Doink. Oh, it has all gone to shit. Right. Yeah, because it's a scam. Anyway, this is Logan Paul's second attempt. It's CryptoZoo. But let's actually listen to Logan Paul's real arguments against CoffeeZilla. And the first one has to do with his argument against Coffee.
You got the original logical fallacy wrong. Had to spend like 20 minutes finding the correct one. I love that. That's hilarious.
CoffeeZilla's reporting about the actual creator of the technology of CryptoZoo.
Coffee, you interviewed the developer who stole the game
dev.
code, fled to Switzerland, and held it hostage for $1 million. Well, his name is Zach Kelling. Surely, as the internet detective that you proclaim to be, you would know that he spent time in prison for multiple felonies, one for aggravated robbery, armed robbery at a liquor store, and the other for, surprise, obstructing the legal process. I can see why you kept him anonymous.
Well, wait, to be clear, you hired this guy to develop the app. Like that was his job. He was developing the tech. So you're making fun of CoffeeZilla for not reporting that, but you hired the guy. Also, what's wrong with hiring a felon? Sometimes they need jobs. It's a really difficult thing to get a job after being a felon.
Who will
Good
be
take.
calling
Good
Z
take.
here.
I guess among many things, it doesn't surprise me that he lied about having 30 engineers and a $50,000 a week burn rate.
On my end, I have 30 engineers. I'm earning $50,000 a week.
Which, side note, is how this delusionist landed on the $1 million code ransom, but it
I think one of the funniest parts about this video is that like if Logan Paul had taken the time out to like literally talk to CoffeeZilla Obviously, he still would have looked bad because, like, he was clearly engaging in a fucking scam. But he at least could have given him, CoffeeZilla, this information.
It turns out he only had 3 engineers. Wouldn't someone with journalistic integrity know their credible source had not only an agenda...
It's like kind of the whole point of why he reached out to you. Kind of the whole point as to why he reached out to you, brother. Also, am I crazy or does Logan Paul increasingly look more and more like his the guy, his imposter? What's the one that Jeff Wittek found? Like, wasn't there a guy who looks like Logan Paul? I see him sometimes on my fucking Instagram. Is he the emo guy? He met him, yeah.
Meeting my doppelganger for the first time.
Shut up. Yeah, that's nuts. You're me, dude.
Dude, that's so weird. That's so fucking weird, bro.
Meeting my doppelganger for the first time.
He just looks like Logan Paul on crack, which Logan Paul is looking more and more like now. You should meet one of your lookalikes. There aren't any.
but a fondness for orange jumpsuits.
So, okay, we're supposed to be mad at CoffeeZilla for not knowing that this developer was a scammer and a fraudster. But shouldn't we be mad at you, Logan, for hiring this fraudster and getting millions and millions of impressions on your new technology that was being developed by a fraudster? And the hundreds of people who watch your videos to invest in a project led by a fraudster? Like, okay, fine. We can say CoffeeZilla is a bad journalist if we are also allowed to say that Logan Paul is so inept that he hired a fraudster and scammed his viewers from ineptitude, which he does kind of address.
Or did you just hear what you wanted to hear and moved on? Because even if you're lying to yourself, Steven, you still have to
keep it going.
And I know what you're thinking. What type of idiot would work with an unsavory individual like Zach Kelling?
Yep, me. I'm wondering that.
I guess that's what I get for trusting the team that I relied on to vet and manage Eddie's hiring process, who has turned out to be a professional con man that I have since learned fooled billionaires, the Mormon Church, the owner of the New York Yankees, and now me.
Did you perhaps learn that Eddie Ibanez was a con man from a video made by CoffeeZilla where he went in depth on how...
No, that's literally where he learned it. He also learned it, the $6 million thing as well, from this video, 100%.
Eddie Ibanez was...
the same video that he's like literally criticizing and saying is bad and fucked up and made by a biased person, which is hilarious.
Con man? I mean, this is weirdly damning evidence on how just incredibly inept Logan Paul was in developing CryptoZoo. Not only was the developer, he hired a fraudster, he also hired a con man known as Eddie Ibanez, and then he also hired another guy named the Crypto King, who's another fraudster. Where are the competent people on your team? When do you take responsibility as the founder of the project and the person with the majority share in the product for the project failing? Like, you hired those guys. That's your...
Not inept, he was in on it? No, he is inept. Why does Ludwig care? What do you mean? It's a huge story. Like, it was popping story. Look at this. He got 1.3 million views in 20 hours, of course. But also, this is what he does. The mogul news guys, I can't even talk. Mogul male guy, who is a right-wing YouTuber, okay? This is what he does. He covers shit. But the thing I was going to say is, like, Logan Paul was inept, okay? I said mogul mute. Yeah, this is Mr. Male. He was inept. If he wasn't inept, he would have fucking hired scammers. Again, of course, you got to do that, obviously, you know? If you want to do a scam, you got to hire scammers. But he would have hired scammers that didn't scam him in the end, okay? That's what he would have done if he wasn't inept. His problem is he hired scammers who also ended up scamming him.
Your fault. That's your job. Anyway, he keeps going.
And surely you knew Emilio, the gentleman who supposedly let his child invest in a cryptocurrency, was allegedly responsible for 2 rug pulls before you interviewed him. So either you missed that or you knew it and failed to let the public know.
Okay. Now this
is weaker than his other mogul mails, by the way. He just reacted.
Has a little bit of substance, but of course he's referring to one of the people that CoffeeZilla interviewed that were scammed by this project. He interviewed many other people as well. I mean, he interviewed this dude. He interviewed like 5-6 people, I think.
Says you, bitch. I know my shit is not good. That's why I like the one take Jakes.
CoffeeZilla. I watched your 3 parts.
Effect here is so insane. Holy shit, dude. Jesus Christ. He basically is just, he unironically is like, hey, I used to love your work, but also now that you've come after me multiple times, it's kind of fucked up. I'm just going to say you're Keemstar.
Claim to be.
Do scams on my audience? Well, that guy's a bad guy. Oh, sick, man. Okay.
Other for surprise. Every individual like Zach Kelling. I guess that's what I get for trusting the team that I relied on to vet and manage Eddie's hiring process, who has turned out to be a professional con man that I have since learned fooled billionaires.
Well, also, for the record, like, he also revealed all this shit,
The Mormon
too.
Church, the owner of the New York Yankees, and now me. And surely you knew Emilio, the gentleman who supposedly let his child invest in a cryptocurrency, was allegedly responsible for 2 rug pulls before you interviewed him. So either you missed.
Pause on your own content? No, I'm not. I just wanted to show you, like, I did this yesterday on stream as well. 21 minutes. We had additional information. But, like, I think it's not as good as doing a one-take Jake that you previously set up. That's what I was trying to say.
Any backgrounds, substantiate any evidence, took multiple criminals' words as.
Wait, he said the guys I hired are criminals. The guys I scammed are also scammers themselves. Also, now he's like threatening because he's like, you released in your investigation a conversation, a phone call from my manager. One, there are one-party states that exist for consent. Like there could be a one-party recording state that CoffeeZilla is in potentially. I don't know. But also, not only that, but doesn't he literally fucking say, CoffeeZilla, you're a bad journalist. Then he followed up by just basically admitting that he worked with a fucking known scammer, which CoffeeZilla also pointed out, like Crypto King is a known scammer, but I guess this Z guy is also a known scammer. Who gives a shit? Logan is the one who worked with him. He's now threatening, basically, like inferring, or I mean, alluding to the fact that he might actually sue CoffeeZilla for leaking the phone conversation between him and Jeff.
However, unlike you, the blockchain doesn't lie. So let's highlight some things that you did point out.
Okay, watched that video earlier today. Yeah, go watch my video, by the way, and leave it a like, please. Just that was my point, which is what I was gonna say. You know, pretty good. I think a pretty good video.